Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are creating this single page website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in the previous video, we created this blog section. Now in this video, we will create this testimonial section. So let's get started. Right here, I'm in the source code. So let's go to the HTML file, and this is where the blog section ends. So I'll just create a comment. I'll just tap end of blog section. And then for the testimonial section, if you go back to our design, here we can see that it has this full width, and for the content, we have a max width. So here we can see that this yellow background color is spanning the whole width of the browser window, but all the text content is inside a max width. So if we zoom out, we can see that it has this max width. So we need to create a section first. So let's tap section, and let's give it an ID of testimonials. And in this section, we'll create a container division because we need to have this max width. So let's tap dot container. Now for all the content, let's create a division with the class of content. Now in this, first of all, let's create this heading. So let's create an h2, and let's copy this text and let's paste it over here. And then we need to have this slider. So we have already used the slider in this header section, so we will use the same library over here as well. So if you go back to the header, here we can see that we are using this library called swiper.js. So let's go ahead and do the same. So I'll just copy this swiper division from here because we need to write almost the same code. So let's copy this and let's paste it over here after this heading. And here we need to change the class to testimonials swiper. And then we have the swiper wrapper, and then we have the swiper slide. Then we have the content, and we need to change the content. So we don't need to have this image, and we also don't need to have this slide title. So let's delete both these elements from here, and we'll just keep this paragraph, and let's go ahead and add this text over here. Right, so I have added the text over here, and after the text, we need to add this name. So let's create a division with the class of name, and let's add the name over here. And then we need to add this designation. So let's create a division with the class of designation. And here we will add the designation. And we need to do the same for the other slides as well. So let's copy this content and let's paste it down here. And let's paste it over here as well. And let's change the content, and let's add the name. And let's add the designation. And let's do the same for the third slide. And let's add the name. And then let's add the designation. And with that, we have added all the content of the slides. And now if you go back to our website, here we can see that we have the first slide displayed over here, but the functionality is not working. So for that, let's go back to our HTML. And if you scroll down, here we have created this script, and this is for the header swiper. So let's do the same for the testimonials swiper. So I'll just go ahead and copy this and paste it down here. And I'll just change this to testimonials swiper. And here in the selector, we need to add the class name, which is testimonials swiper. So let's add this class over here. And then we have swiper button next and swiper button pref, and we have the same classes over here. And for the testimonial slider, I'll just remove this autoplay. And now if you go back to our website, here we can see that the functionality is working all right. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to style this using CSS. So let's go back to our CSS file, and let's go ahead and create a comment. I'll just tap testimonial section. And first of all, let's target the section with this ID of testimonials. So I'll just tap hash testimonials, and let's add a background color of var yellow color. Right now, let's go ahead and style this swiper slide. So here we have this division with the class of swiper slide. So let's go ahead and type testimonials swiper. And in that we have swiper slide. And first of all, let's set the text align to center. And let's set the font size to 18 pixels. And let's go ahead and set a padding of 30 pixels. Right now, let's style this paragraph. So let's type testimonial swiper, swiper slide, P. And let's set the font size to 24 pixels. And let's set the font style to italic. Right now, let's style this name. So for the name, we have this division with the class of name. So let's type testimonial swiper, swiper slide, name. And let's set the font weight to bold. And let's add a margin of 8 pixels top and bottom and 0 for left and right. Right now we need to add a subtle animation for this paragraph. So if you go to the next slide, here we can see that we have this animation where the paragraph comes in from the bottom. So let's go back. And by default, let's set the opacity of the paragraph to 0. And let's tap transform, translate, Y. And let's set it to 40 pixels. And let's go ahead and add a transition of all 800 milliseconds ease. Now, just like we did for the header swiper, we'll just copy the same code over here. So when the slide is active, we have this class of swiper slide active. So I'll just copy this and let's paste it down here. And here we need to change this to testimonials swiper. And here we need to type opacity of 1 and transform, translate Y to 0. And now if you go back, and if you go to the next slide, we have this animation. Right now, let's go ahead and style these arrows. So let's type testimonials swiper. And we had this class of swiper button next and swiper button priv. So let's type swiper button next and testimonial swiper, swiper button priv. And let's add a background color of light gray. Let's set the width to 50 pixels and the height to 50 pixels as well. If you go up to the header swiper, here we can see that for changing the size of these arrows, we are accessing the after selector. So let's do the same. So just copy these two selectors and let's paste it down here. And here let's type colon colon after. And here let's type colon colon after. And let's go ahead and set the color to black. And let's set the font size to 20 pixels. And this is how it looks. And with that, we have completed styling the testimonial section. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.